And I just had a conversation with a friend where a lot of us feel a bit indecisive when it comes to making big decisions, especially when it comes to dating, of knowing like, okay, do I devote my attention to this person? But maybe I don't know if they are the best option for me, so I should keep
Hmm.
the options open. But I think that
Sure.
indecision actually is one of the biggest reasons why people are staying single and very confused in dating. Because at some point, you just have to pick
Hmm.
someone and see what happens.
Yeah.
Do you see that with your patients?
Yeah, I'd say it's like you have to take risks. And I'd say that like right now, not to be all like a boomer, but like society today, I feel like is like kind of shielding you from that reality of having to take a risk. Like, whenever I talk with patients and refer them to books or things, like I rarely refer them to read like therapy books because to be blunt, I find most of them kind of boring and not that interesting of like a therapist talking about patients. Um, I like to pull from like economics, philosophy, these different things. And honestly, like I often talk a lot about poker. There's this great clinical psychologist, Maria Konnikova. I'm not sure if you're familiar with her, but she's written a number of well-known books, and one of them is called The Biggest Bluff. And it talks about how she went from not knowing how to play poker whatsoever to becoming like a world-renowned like poker player, like on the poker tours, like making a lot of money. And the book is about her journey there, but also how poker is a great lesson, like it develops great lessons for life. And one of those is like the necessity of like having to take risks. That if you are always waiting to play the best hand, you will not win money because everyone will pick up on that. Like you have to bluff. And sometimes you're going to be wrong. And you could have a great process, but the risk didn't pay off for you. But if you just kind of sit on the sidelines, you will never actually get any potential rewards from that.
I love that. That actually makes
Yeah.
so much sense in dating because if you're not
Yep.
making any decisions ever and you're
Hmm.
just kind of waiting for things to happen to you,
Yep.
rather than being in the driver's seat of
Hmm.
your own life
Yep.
and making decisions and cutting things off when they're not working
Hmm.
for you, moving
Yep.
forward with someone that is treating you well, rather than
Yeah.
always having options open and
Hmm.
not being able
Yeah.
to commit to anything. I feel like people that live in that indecision are probably the most unhappy.
Yeah, and to use the poker analogy again, it's like when you're playing poker, you're playing so many hands, so you're making decisions constantly. And what you kind of learn is that every decision is not as consequential as you think it is. And I think like when people have a decision paralysis in dating, they are overweighting, and whether you believe in soulmates or not, that's not typically my bag. But like people go like, oh, like if this has to be right. Like if I make the wrong, pick the wrong person, what have you, like it's kind of over for me. As opposed to like, oh yeah, if you choose wrong, you can then choose again. Like there's always subsequent decisions that can be made. And if you take that view, then each choice feels less like life or death.
Exactly. And the same thing can be said of people staying in relationships too long.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Like they're so scared to leave something like the
Hmm.
devil, versus the devil.
Yeah.
And people are very terrified to leave a 5, 6, 7 year relationship,
Yeah.
even though they haven't even gotten engaged yet, or
Yeah.
maybe they are married, but they're really
Hmm.
unhappy and they're just so stuck in like, I made this decision, I
Hmm.
have to stay in this decision, which
Yes.
isn't necessarily true either. Like you can make a better decision.
Yeah. Well, and I'll even like kind of force like patients to kind of think of the worst case scenario where, why someone might not leave a relationship is they're worried, well, what if I make the wrong decision? And I'll say, yeah, you very well might. But let's say you do make the wrong decision and it turned out you shouldn't have left that relationship. That doesn't preclude you from then making subsequent decisions to find another partner that could also be a good fit for you. Like there's even in that case, you could still have a future and move forward.
hmm Yeah, I definitely believe that there are many people in this world that you could have a happy life with, and it could be like a fractional difference how much happier
Hmm.
you could be, or less.
Yeah.
It's not like there's one person for your
No.
happiness and that's it, and everyone else is
Yeah.
just garbage. Like that's not how it works.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not zero sum. I mean, hell, think about like this. We're kind of getting dark, 10 minutes in, but like think of like people who are widowed. Like
Mhm.
it's not uncommon for them to then find another love of their life. Now, does that mean that the previous love was like not their actual love? No, it's like it speaks to how adaptable human beings are.
Mhm. Yeah, we have a lot of love to give. You
Yeah,
can't
exactly.
limit yourself.
Yeah.